What's going on? Miamirod, me doing NFL Week 4. You know what I'm saying? Last week we had some discrepancies, but this week I promise not to let my constituents down and my homeboys that's in the fantasy football league. And from my understanding, the pot's real big, so I'm going to try to pick the best teams for my dogs because they're relying on me. I think I lost 2 games last week with my whole schedule. So this week we're going to try to do it like the 72 Dolphins and go completely undefeated. We're going to run the table. So we're going to get straight into it. San Francisco at Atlanta. Last week Atlanta, boy, they did the Saints in with the field goal kicking the special teams. They came up big for them. They were lucky. I gotta give the Saints their props because maybe they would have won this game if that field goal kick when he just shanked it. A 29-yard field goal. Who does that? That's why they brought in John Carney, who's a 46-year-old field goal kicker, to replace a 26-year-old field goal kicker. But I must say, John Carney, one of the best to ever do it. They're playing San Francisco. Mike Singletary, this could be your last year. You 0-3. I don't think I can remember when the 49ers ever been 0-3. I could be wrong. I'm sure they were. But in 49 in recent history, we don't remember them going 0-3. Mike, they're gonna have to step it up. But unfortunately, they're not gonna do it this week. They're going 0-4. I'm putting my money on that. So we're gonna go with Atlanta and Matt Ryan. And from what Matt Ryan's doing, he's an elite quarterback right now. In my league right now, he's one of the top 5. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna pick Atlanta. We got Cincinnati at Cleveland. We're gonna go with Ocho Cinco, T.O., Cedric Benson. Carson Palmer had a garbage game. Even though they pulled it out, Carson Palmer had a garbage game last week. I look for him to step up this week. He just didn't look comfortable in the pocket. And they're playing Cleveland. So whenever you need a confidence builder, you play the Cleveland Browns. So I don't even know who's going to start at quarterback for Cleveland. It could be Wallace. It could be DeLone. It could be Colt McCoy. It don't really matter. It's Cleveland. So we're going to go with Cincinnati. We got the New York Jets at Buffalo. Mark Sanchez is playing at a high level. I don't see how Buffalo, they don't have the firepower to keep up with the Jets right now. C.J. Spiller, outstanding rookie. He looks like he may be rookie of the year to me. He's going to have a fabulous career, but at this point right now, they're not ready. They just cut Trent Edwards, their starting quarterback for the last 2 years, for Ryan Fitzpatrick. No disrespect to Ryan Fitzpatrick, but you're garbage. So we're going to pick the Jets. We got Denver at Tennessee. Kyle Horton, it's not bad. I'm not going to disrespect Kyle Horton. He's playing a pretty good game. It's just his team's not making catches. Defense not really holding. It's just not looking good for Josh McDaniels and his team. I never thought they should have fired Mike Shanahan for Josh McDaniels. Come on, Mike Shanahan won 2 Super Bowls for Josh McDaniels. They playing Tennessee and Chris Johnson. I look for Chris Johnson. I hope he get a 200 yards on Josh McDaniels. He's in quest for a 2,000-yard season. It's rumored that he's thinking that he can run for 2,500 yards. I don't see that happening, but I do see him maybe duplicating the 2,000-yard season. So I'm gonna roll with Vince Young and Chris Johnson over Denver. We got Green Bay and Detroit. I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan. They lost a game at Chicago last week. That was a fluke. Dog fumbled. They were driving. It was 17-17. I was looking for Aaron Rodgers to drive it straight down the field and punch it in or kick a field goal to do the Bears in, but it didn't happen that way. When his receivers fumbled, Bears recovered. The rest is history. And they're playing Detroit, who, to me, they're a lot more scrappy this year, but no starting quarterback. Matthew Stafford is out for the season. That's what it looks like right now. It's a shoulder injury to his right arm. So I don't see how the Bears are going to recover. I mean, not the Bears, I'm sorry. The Detroit Lions are going to recover and be able to beat the Green Bay Packers. So we're going with Green Bay. We got Baltimore at Pittsburgh. It's going to be a hard-hitting game. But I'm going to have to go with Baltimore. And the reason being is because Charlie Batch is playing quarterback. Not that Charlie Batch is garbage. Charlie Batch used to play for the Detroit Lions, and he was a starting quarterback. He's injury prone, and he's playing against a team that's known for putting dudes out. And so I don't expect Charlie Batch to be able to hold up with the blitz they're going to put on him. And I think they know Charlie Batch is fragile. I've seen Charlie Batch get hurt with nobody touching him. So You know, I just don't see it. I'm going to go with Baltimore on that. We got Carolina at New Orleans. Jimmy Clausen still playing quarterback. He rookie, the Notre Dame savior. He threw 3 interceptions last week. He showed me that he was a rookie quarterback. And they're playing the Saints. Saints didn't play a totally bad game last week. Their kicker fried him. That's why they got a 46-year-old kicker on their team right now, trying to replace him. So we're going to go with Drew Brees to run all over Carolina. They're going to try to make up for the loss, I'm sure, and they're going to take it out on Carolina completely. Move on. We're going to Jacksonville at Indianapolis. When they going to cut David Garrard? I mean, when is this going to happen? I said before last week that I'm into the black quarterback thing. I mean, you know, I'm all happy, but I'm not into black garbage quarterbacks. So David Garrard, you know, I think you would be a good backup, which is what you were when Byron Leftwich was there. You were a backup quarterback, and that's really who you are. No disrespect to you, but that's what you're showing us. And you playing the Colts. You playing Peyton Manning, Joseph Adai, Reggie Wayne, Garcon, Collier. That's all I gotta say. So if you pick against me on this game, you don't need to be picking. Next, we got Houston at Oakland. Jason Campbell, man, I don't know what you're gonna do, man. You can't. They brought you there to replace Jamarcus Russell, and you still suck. I imagine you're gonna suck against Houston too. Houston 2-1. You know what I'm saying? They struggled against Dallas last week, but it was the Cowboys. You know, I was expecting the if you check back, I picked the Cowboys to beat Houston. But on this week here, I'm picking Houston to clown Oakland for real. Because Jason Campbell, you just need to hold the clipboard and you know, help the offensive coordinator shuffle in and not the plays. You might be good at that. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna move on. We got Washington at Philadelphia. I like Donovan McNabb in Washington, but it's the Michael Vick show in Philly, you know, and he's doing his thing. And if you saw what he did last week at Jacksonville, why would you bet against this man? I'm expecting him to do big things this season so that when the end of the season comes, you know, he's making like $1.8 million this year. Next year, he's going to go from $1.8 million now if he doesn't get hurt now. See, that's why Andy Reid going to play him, because Andy Reid knows that the man they ain't paying him but $2 million. So we might as well get the most, put him in there right now. We need to get all that we can out of Michael Vick. And hope we're going to pray to God that he don't get hurt. But if he do get hurt, he's going to still be making $1.8 million next year. But if he doesn't get hurt, he could jump up to $10 to $15 million a season easily. He may be if not one of the best quarterbacks in the league, top 5. Just on what he's shown me in the last 3 games. Still got a long season to go, but we're going to go with Philadelphia. We won't take too much time with that. We got Arizona at San Diego. You know, I'm a Phillip Rivers fan. I saw what happened last week. You know, he's the gambler, but Arizona's not really showing me anything. And I still like the scrappiness of San Diego. I'm always kind of go, depending on the team, I'm always go with Phillip Rivers. I'm not into Derek Anderson. He's not showing me anything. He didn't show me anything in the Browns. I don't know why they thought he was going to be the savior in Arizona, even though they beat Oakland last week. It's Oakland. You're not beating San Diego in San Diego this week. It's not happening. All right, we're going to move on to Chicago and the Giants. If you'd have asked me this last week, I might have picked the Giants over Chicago. But the way Chicago's balling right now, the defense, I got to give thumbs up to Lance Briggs. Oh, man, that man hitting. They talk about Brian Urlacher a lot, but you got to watch Lance Briggs. The man, he is the man. He don't do all that talking. He don't get no commercials and all that. But the man is a solid all-pro, and he brings it. He ain't injury prone. He ain't missing seasons. All he do is clap running backs coming through the hole. So pick against the Bears if you want to. I'm going with Lance Briggs and the Bears. That's really who run the Bears defense. The money might not say it, but the action on the field tells it all. All right, on the Monday night game, we got New England and Miami. I'm going to roll with the Dolphins on them for 1. We at home. 2, we need this win. Our back is against the wall. We at the crib. You know what I'm saying? We need it. Don't play, Dolphins. We got to have this one. You know what I'm saying? New England ain't all that. They let the Jets beat them too. The Jets beat them up. If you can shut down Randy Moss, right now they have no running game. Kevin Falk is done. I don't even know who they got. Fred Taylor playing running back? Come on, man. Fred Taylor, 49. I'm just saying, no disrespect to Fred Taylor. He was the man in Jacksonville, but right now, he ain't doing it. You know,